Welcome back. Well, today I am joined by Dr. John Hovannessian, who is here on behalf of Harvard Eye. Well, hello, Dr. Hovannessian. How are you today?
Well, Lisa, good to see you. I hope you're well.
Everything's good. It's good. Just 1 week after the next, we're just keep churning out all of our segments. So we appreciate you joining us today.
It's always a pleasure to do so.
So today we're going to talk about dry eyes. And, for whatever reason, the last 3 days, I have been suffering from allergies. And it's strange because I don't think I've had any allergy symptoms for years. And now all of a sudden, so, dry eye is, my eyes are dry, they're stinging. There's a lot of stuff going on. So hopefully you can help us understand some of that too.
Well, the good news is you're not alone. A lot of people are suffering right now with allergies and also dryness of their eyes. It's a huge problem because right now we're having a lot of the shifting weather that makes it cold 1 week and then warm the next. And when we have Santa conditions, it's taking all this dry, hot air from the desert, blowing it out toward the coast where we all live. And so it's drying out our eyes, but bringing with it a lot of stuff like dust and mold and pollen that is starting to, as we get a little more, water and plants beginning to bloom, that is just driving allergy sufferers crazy. So you're not alone.
I mean, just you talking about it makes my eyes itch. Because it's incredible.
Yeah, well, remember that when your eyes are dry, that one of your best defenses against allergy is having a healthy turnover of tears to wash away whatever allergens irritate your eyes. And so when your eyes are dry, forget about it. You're going to have, that much worse allergies than you normally do.
Right. Well, today we're going to talk about what causes dry eye. And of course, allergies is one of those things. But there are other things. Tell me some other factors.
Well, a lot of factors, drive the dry eye process. Number one, unfortunately, as with so many things, is the number of birthdays we've had. Bad luck in birthdays cause a lot of disease, Lisa. And, hormonal changes also come with age, and they themselves, both in men and women, cause dry eye to be worse. Medications are a common cause because we don't think about it, but a lot of people take blood pressure medications, and many of those tend to cause dryness in the eyes. Antihistamine, so you take an antihistamine for your allergy symptoms, guess what? That can cause dryness. A bunch of different medications can do it. And then, of course, other illnesses, Sjogren's syndrome is associated with arthritis, is a well-known contributor to dry eye, and a variety of other things. Probably the biggest thing is environmental factors. On a day where it's humid, you may not have any dry eye symptoms, but when those Santa Anas blow, man, I don't know anybody have some symptoms.
Right.
So
And
it's
interestingly,
a common tough problem.
you said that your eyes, you get really dry eyes when you take antihistamines. Yet, if you didn't, you wouldn't be able to combat those, problems. So you recommend maybe artificial tears. So would that help if I have to take an antihistamine as well?
Yeah, so just be aware that they're going to worsen your dry eye. They come with some benefit, but also with some cost in terms of other things. It's like so many medications. They're meant to do something good, but they have side effects. So, our tears are a really good first line of defense against dryness because what you're doing is taking and putting additional fluid into your eye. The official name of these products is Lubricant Eye Drops. When you go to the pharmacy, there's a huge aisle full of products that can be really daunting, but most of them should be labeled Lubricant Eye Drop on the package. And so, once you found the selection of products, it's good to try different things. And when you see your doctor, they often can give you samples that are free, so you get to experience different chemistry. It's kind of like moisturizers for your skin. Some people like one versus another, and you just have to experiment to know what you like. And they all kind of work, but some may be a little better for you than others.
Okay.
One general rule of thumb is if you're going to use them more than 4 times a day, it's good to buy the preservative free because the preservatives can cause some of their own irritation if you take them too frequently. Another good rule of thumb is there's kind of thicker preparations and more liquidy, watery preparations. The thicker ones last longer, but they tend to blur your vision a little bit more. So you find the balance of what works for you.
What do think about putting those eye drops in the refrigerator?
Yeah, it's a fine idea for a couple reasons. One, in case you wondered if it went in your eye, you can feel it because it's cold. And two, it's a little soothing. The cold temperature is particularly great if you're having some allergy. So sure, you can refrigerate them. That's
Okay,
totally
perfect.
fine.
I wondered, since you said that if you choose one that is preservative free, if you would need to put it in the refrigerator. No?
Well, they're typically packaged so that there's a little plastic vial that you twist off, and then you're supposed to use it
Oh,
once in each eye and then throw it away.
gotcha.
You can put it in the fridge. You can take the part and put it upright, like in a shot glass or a small container, so it's not touching anything. As
Yeah.
long as you don't touch it to your skin or your eye, it's still fairly clean. Keep it in the refrigerator, and then probably you could use it for certainly more than one dose, although that's not what's recommended by the FDA, and it's not the way it's labeled, but a lot of patients do that.
Okay. So let's talk about the makeup of the eye. I mean, obviously it has water, but there's a couple of other things that sort of interact to make your eye moist.
Yeah. Yeah, the tears are really a very complicated chemistry. And when you think about it, they need to be, because the most important focusing part of our eye is where the air meets the fluid on the eye. That's where light bends the most, if you remember high school physics.
Mhm.
And so that interface, the smoother it is, the better the vision will be. And conversely, if it's rippled by any, irritation or dryness, the vision is going to be very poor as a result. So all of the strategies that we take are designed to help improve that. But there, in our tears, there's a base layer on top of the cornea that's mucus, and on top of that is a pool of water, and then on top of that is an oil slick. Our eyes literally make oil just like there are oils in our skins. It's the same type of gland that's modified for the eye, and that oil slick provides the smoothness on the surface that helps us see. So you need all those different components, and there are different diseases that affect those different components. And that's where the science of treating dry eye comes in. And we've got in our practice some great doctors who specialize or have a lot of experience in treating dry eye, and they're just superb at managing this problem. But it's a complicated disease. It's not as simple as just lubricant drops.
Okay. Well, let's talk about some of the deficiencies that someone might have. So for instance, if you have an oil deficiency, do you have a particular eye drop that works for that?
Yeah, well, so probably that's a great question. So the oil is a important part of this, and there's a whole about 84% of people who have dry eye have some oil deficiency. So it's most people, and there are drops that are designed to replace those oils. None of them work that well, although there's always stuff on the horizon, and we're aware of one product in particular that's not available yet that we hope will help with this. But the best thing I've seen for my patients that works well is just a warm compress. And there are a lot of different brands of these. One that we've had success with, we don't have any financial interest in particular, but it's called a Brooder Mask, Bruder. And a Brooder Mask is, you can get it on Amazon. You put it in the microwave for 20 seconds, and inside are some grains, foodstuff type grains that release moisture when they're heated by the microwave, and then reabsorb it from the air later on. So it creates moist heat in a little mask that you put on your closed eyelids, and it really seems to penetrate and stimulate natural production of the oils from the eye. So it's a very helpful thing that a lot of patients find a relief from. And then there's a new medication that actually is kind of exciting, that stimulates all the different layers of the tear gland, and we can talk about that too if you'd like.
Yeah, we're showing the slide now, so it's interesting. It's a spray.
Yeah. So, we've never had a nasal spray for treating dry eye. And so you say, well, how does that work? Well, when you think about it, the nerves in the face, including the eyes and the nose, are linked to each other. And it was discovered that one of the important drivers of tear production are the sensory nerves inside the nose. Just breathing through the nose stimulates production of tears. So this drug, which is a nasal spray, and if you see the package there, it looks a little bit like Flonase, for those people familiar, is used not quite the same way. You don't inhale it deeply like Flonase to get it into your sinuses. You really want to kind of close off your sinuses. You put your tongue in the roof of your mouth when you spray it, and you're spraying it straight up. You spray it in the same direction of the ear on the side you're spraying it. And so that direction allows you to kind of hit the inside, the lateral part of the nasal mucosa. And what it does is it stimulates the nerves there. A lot of people get some sneezing for a minute or so, not badly, but and that does get better with time. With repeated dosing, the sneezing tends to go away. But do expect that. Just because anytime you put something in your nose, the nose's tendency is to want to reject it. But it doesn't sting. It's not unpleasant. And then what happens is it works. It over a period of many hours, it stimulates production of tears. What we like about this is a lot of things. One is that you don't have to put an eye drop in your eye. When your eyes are irritated, an eye drop may sting. It may cause symptoms. A lot of people hate putting eye drops in. Another thing we like about it is that it allows the eye to produce its own tears. It stimulates more production of all the layers of the tears, the mucus and the water. And it's been proven to work in mild, moderate, and severe dry eye. So it's a very promising treatment.
How do you pronounce the name of it?
It's a tough name, but it's actually pretty simple. Tyrvaya, Tyrvaya.
Oh,
Tyrvaya, in Spanish, it means tears go.
Oh, clever. Very clever. Oh, good. Because and now people at least will be able to ask for it by name because you do have this in your facility.
Yeah, we have some samples and it's a prescription item that you can get at the pharmacy. So we've had a fairly good success with it. So if you're having dry eye and you want to try something different, ask your eye doctor if you can get a prescription for Tyrvaya. In our practice, we have several doctors, as I said, who kind of specialize in this, and they'd be great to see for this. I'm not one of them. I do more surgical stuff in my own practice, but we've got some great docs who do that.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for the information, as always.
It's a pleasure.
And we'll be right back after this.